Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. The new Hulu film Suncoast has a script taken from The Blacklist, which is comprised of some of the best screenplays that have yet to be produced. It's little gems like this that deserve your attention. It's now streaming on Hulu, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Suncoast boasts terrific performances with Linney playing Christine, who is slowly watching her son live in a vegetative state. He's near his final days, but what she's not realizing is that her daughter Doris, played by Nico, still deserves her attention and love. It comes at a really fraught time as Doris's brother is staying at the same care center as Terry Schiavo, whose similar case is really making headlines all across the world. All Doris wants is to live a normal teen life. When she's not being yelled at by her mom, she's with her friends, having sleepovers, getting a fake ID, and taking driving lessons from Paul. He's this activist fighting for Terry Schiavo outside the care center. Now it feels like a role just tailor-made for Woody Harrelson, despite him having some limited screen time. Suncoast is written and directed by Laura Chin, who based the story on her own life dealing with her brother's death. You can really feel the connection to the material early on with the care that she's treated to the trio of lead characters. There's a delicate nature in handling this material and the ethical nature of treating someone like Terry Schiavo. Now, Chin builds really strong empathy for Doris, whose life has seemed stacked against her. We learn that she's faced many hardships throughout her life and that her brother's condition is just one more hurdle that she's faced. It's easy to understand why she'd want to live a normal life, doing precocious teen things that could be rebellious at times. Her mother doesn't help any, and it'd be really easy to see her as a total monster in the way that she treats Doris, but Laura Linney makes her grounded in the pain and the resentment that she's going through. She starts to open up to a grief specialist, and even if it doesn't seem like she's grieving, the audience can fully see her going through the stages of grief before her son has even passed away. Now, unfortunately, that brunt of that anger, the sadness, and the resentment is really thrown at her daughter. Nico is really strong young talent at playing Doris. She gives her a really endearing quality without being too maudlin or too angsty. Suncoast takes place in this kind of horrible transition period between life and death. Emotions run high for these characters, but Laura Chin allows them to really live in that space, creating that certain amount of distance between Christine and Doris. She wants Doris to find light and happiness during such a horrific time. Chin presents this as a coming-of-age story about finding your identity in the midst of chaos. Doris needs to find out who she is without it being in relation to other people, and Christine needs to find herself and find how to be a mom to Doris outside of what's going on with her son. It's a really personal little film that will take you by surprise. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have some movie reviews, some celebrity interviews. I recently sat down with Cole Sprouse and Catherine Newton to talk about their new film, Lisa Frankenstein, and I'd love it if you checked out those interviews. I know you're going to enjoy them. And follow me on social media at Paul's Movie Trip. I'd love to hear from you. What have you been watching lately? What have you been loving? Paul's Trip to the Movies is brought to you by Imagine Theaters. Tickets are now on sale if you want to go to the movies for movies like Lisa Frankenstein, Argyle, Mean Girls. There's some fun movies still playing in theaters right now. And tickets are now on sale for my movie series, Paul McGuire Grimes Presents. Coming up February 25th, I'm going to be showing the Stanley Kubrick classic, Dr. Strangelove. And then March 24th, it's Good Will Hunting. I do a discussion after every one of these screenings, so let's get those tickets sold. Come visit me. Let's see these really great movies back up on the big screen, and then let's talk about them. Get tickets today through their website, through their app. Just look for Paul McGuire Grimes Presents. Thank you so much for watching my review of Suncoast. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.